Good evening, everybody. Am I audible? Good evening, viewers. First of all, I would like to thank Sargam for Literary Interactions and especially Saraswati Madam for inviting me in this poetry festival on the occasion of World Environment Day, which was on 5th June. So I am very glad to come here and I would like to present before you some of my musings on nature and other topics. Now, first of all, let me tell you that now it is a very hard time for all of us, that we are now not with nature. We are locked up in our rooms and most of us are working from home. So outside we are going less, we are less interacting with nature. But actually, nature and human beings are intricately weaved with each other. So my first poetry will be Romancing with Nature. Now, where does this concept come from? That's romanticism. I'll just want to highlight on this topic, this concept. Now, popular in the late 18th and early 19th centuries, Romanticism was a literary movement that emphasized nature and the importance of emotion and artistic freedom. In many ways, writers of this era were rebelling against the attempt to explain the world and human nature through science and the lens of industrial revolution. In Romanticism, emotion is much more powerful than rational thought. The movement was characterized by a celebration of nature and the common man, a focus on individual experience, an idealization of woman, on art, and embracing of isolation and melancholy. The 10 chief characteristics of this romanticism or romanticism culture was glorification of nature was the topmost priority among them. Then awareness and acceptance of emotions, celebration of artistic creativity and imagination, emphasis on aesthetic beauty, themes on solitude, focus on exoticism and history, spiritual and supernatural elements, vivid sensory descriptions, use of personifications, focus on self and autobiography. In the poetry of the Romantic era, the forms that were popular during those times included the odes, the sonnets, and the lyrics. They wrote about the beauty of green meadows, thick forests, flowers, high hill, river banks, seas, rural scenes, wild wind, fresh air, sunrise, sunset. Almost all the romantic poets touched every scene of natural beauty. Romantic poets popular in those times were Keats, William Wordsworth, and P.B. Shelley. Now, Keats is one of the greatest lover and admirer of nature. He expresses the beauty of both real and artistic forms of nature. Everything in nature for him is full of wonder and mystery. The rising sun, the moving cloud, the growing bud, and the swimming fish. His love for nature is purely sensuous, and he loves the beautiful sights and scenes of nature for their own sake. It is his love for love's sake. He believes that a thing of beauty is joy forever. Now, coming to William Wordsworth, he was well known as the priest of nature. William Wordsworth drew attention of the readers towards rills and hills, skies and stars, rivers and trees, the beauty of nature. Modern life has made man to forget this beauty of nature. Urbanization, globalization gradually swallowed rural, natural beauty of the village, which also sways mirth of men and women. He urges human beings to understand nature in order to get happiness. He personifies nature and natural objects in a most imaginative way. He feels sad about the gulf between nature and humanity. In the daffodils, he writes, besides the lake, beneath the tree, fluttering and dancing in the bridge, the daffodils. Now coming to P.B. Shelley, who is also a lover of nature, love for nature is one of the key notes of his poetry. His poetry abounds in natural imagery. Shelley believes that nature exercises a healing influence on man's personality. He finds solace and comfort in nature and feels soothing influence on his heart. He treats poetry as a tool for pouring his thoughts to the world. He presents the changing and indefinite moods of nature, that is clouds, winds, lightning, rocks, caves, the fury of the storms, waves dancing fast and bright, etc. Shelley makes a request to the west wind to make human beings happy. In his ode to the west wind, he appeals, drive my dead thoughts over the universe like withered leaves to quicken a new birth. Now, as you have seen, that I have highlighted the importance of nature in poetry, that romanticism of nature in poetry from the 18th century onwards. I have composed a poetry, Romancing with Nature, in ballad form. That is a form of lyrics. A ballad is a form of lyric poetry that originated in medieval France. Ballads follow a strict rhyme scheme and typically have 8-line stanzas followed by a shorter 4-line stanza. The beauty of a ballad is that the last line of each stanza is a refrain. That is always the same. Now my poetry, Romancing with Nature. Apart from romancing with love partner, have you ever romanced with nature once? In the garden or in the green corner of house, don't you feel the joy of romance? When you have the eyes to perceive perchance, you will adore the love for nature sure, as viridescent texture at a glance evokes verdant vibes, emotions for sure. The azure sky and wafting breeze garner fresh energy to renew life, give peace. The serene dawn, the chirping birds further enhance the enchantment of pure romance. As the full moonlit night adduces romance, we rejoice in nature's pleasure for sure. Fragrance of rose makes us fall into trance, evokes verdant vibes, emotions for sure. The clouds of different hues play, harbor feelings of variety shades perchance, enliven and stir emotions further. Some white, some dark, passes by and romance. The thundering, the lightning, play and dance. Raindrops drizzle, then pour down and ensure, drenching our soul. Raindrops drizzle, then pour down and ensure, drenching our souls. Moods of monsoon enhance, evokes verdant vibes, emotions for sure. The beauty of 5 elements, enhance when we romance with 5 senses. The beauty of 5 elements enhance. These are the 5 elements of nature. The beauty of 5 elements of nature enhance when we romance with our 5 senses and cure all our ailments, as nature not by chance evokes verdant vibes, emotions for sure. Thank you, Saraswati Madam, for your beautiful comments. Thank you, Shamprasad Patnaik sir. Now I'll go to my next poetry, that is Nature and We. It's an indivisible bond between nature and we. One affects the other, as we all agree. The huge winter storm in parts of USA or the deluge in Uttarakhand left us in dismay. You surely remember all those incidences. The huge winter storm in parts of USA or the deluge in Uttarakhand left us in dismay. It made us aware of the harm we have done to her. The effects of global warming with after effects of climate changing has left us puzzled and our head whirling. Renewables were wherever focused to mitigate the global warming, as we thought the clean technology will save us from apology. But be it USA or India, none was spared of the disaster phobia. We fell to nature's fury. As great parks were left in dark, and power cut and blackout left us dreary. The hydro projects of Uttarakhand faced the deluge of glacial lake outburst and flood. The hydro projects in Uttarakhand faced the deluge of glacial lake outburst and flood. Humans, wear your thinking cap. To a more sensible solution to disaster trap. As projects you are taking for humanity, to be in comfort zone at the cost of nature is the cause of calamity. Think out technological solution or ways of environmental preservation so that nature and we can live joyfully. Thank you, Kumar Prasanna sir and Ganga Lakshmi Patnaik madam. Thank you so much. Now, nature is a great subject. If we look into it deeply, you can learn everything from nature. You can learn relationship, you can learn characteristics, you can learn communication, everything you can learn from nature. That's why in the previous days, our rishis used to educate the children in the lap of nature. So here is a humorous poem about a woody woodpecker. Just enjoy. I love my woody woodpecker who comes to my garden occasionally. I love my woody woodpecker who loves to my garden occasionally. With long beaks, she moves about, pecking at trees or searching for insects aimlessly. She hops from here to there. Never can I catch up with her. How many times I tell her, stop, I want to take your snap. She hops away and bending her neck glares at me and angrily pecks the ground without any effect. She looks like most mother-in-laws. Pecking at daughter-in-laws. Whenever they have their mood, they made them everything understood. At last, one fine early morn, I stealthily walked towards her. Before she could scorn, took my mobile and clicked her. She noticed me and with a long beak posed to threaten me. I ran away before she would, like a tree would peck at me. Poor me, I told, I love you extremely. Thank you. Now, as there is more time, I would like to recite some poetry from my book Bohemian's Rhapsody. This is my book Bohemian's Rhapsody, a traveler's musings through the journey of life. So you know that most of us like to have a good sleep in the morning hours also. But most creatures in the nature, the birds, the animals, they wake up in the early morn. Only human beings like to take a nap in the morning. Now people are conscious and doing yoga and morning walk and strolling. But have you ever enjoyed the morning walk? Let's see. My morning extravaganza I will share with you. My morning extravaganza. Have you experienced the enchantment of dawn? Have you experienced the enchantment of dawn? the power of the hour just before morn? Oh, what a beauty nature unfolds in eternity. My usual morning walk become a explorer talk. Not in a metro, but in a town. I live a small town. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I am from Durgapur, West Bengal. A town, not a very big city. Okay. Not in a metro, but in a town. You can feel the earth yellowish brown. Not in a metro, but in a town. You can feel the earth yellowish brown. I meet so many friends down the road where there are bends. A rooster crowing at the break of dawn, ducks following outside the lawn, the goat and its kids exploring the morn, buffaloes crossing the roads for the pasture, birds chirping and flying around in rapture. Oh, what a beauty of rising sun! Oh, what a beauty of rising sun! It's like a hope for a promising morn. Animals and birds never miss the wake up call. Animals and birds never miss the wake up call, which nature makes for creatures all. We in our cozy beds, we in our cozy beds like to remain till the break of day, even knowing that nature does nothing in vain. The fresh air, the joyous chirping, nothing breaks our slumber, though we know that we have to surrender one day to nature's call, even if we resist that dooming fall. The fresh air, the joyous chirping, nothing breaks our slumber, though we know that we have to surrender one day to nature's call, even if we resist that dooming fall. So wake up, O traveler, and experience the dawn, and gather the power hidden in the hour before morn. Mother Nature calls all her creatures to experience and gather the dawn's treasures. Thank you so much, Kumar Prasanna sir, Purnima Rai madam, Shama Prasad Patnaik sir. Thank you so much for your beautiful comments. Now one more poem, that is, often we personify nature's objects like flowers, trees or animals with the human characteristics. So one more poem that is dedicated to woman, Parijat. Now Parijat, I think you all know, Parijat is a night jasmine. It is the special flower offered to Ma Durga, a Hindu female goddess of strength and valor, to please her during the Navratri. So my next poem goes here, Parijat. Girls and women are like Parijat flower. Girls and women are like Parijat flower, which blooms and falls in the ground in the dawn hour. The Parijat or night jasmine spreads its fragrance, though it falls in the ground, but in silence. Its beauty and fragrance are unparalleled. Its beauty and fragrance are unparalleled, but lies in the ground as a woman in her youth is quelled. A woman, how much capable she may be, a woman, how much capable she may be, all her capabilities lies locked to a large degree by societal pressure and norms made by him. She is meant to bloom and fall at his feet and dim. A woman, how much capable she may be, all her capabilities lies locked to a large degree by societal pressure and norms made by him. She is meant to bloom and fall at his feet and dim. Modern woman cannot compromise. Modern women cannot compromise, as they are aware of their inner essence, and still they arise. Bloom they will, though fallen from tree. Bloom they will, though fallen from tree. Like the night jasmine will spread fragrance, they agree. Arise, awake, and stop not at the bulling spree. Woman, arise, awake, and stop not at their bullying spree. You are night jasmine, bloom and spread your fragrance with gloom. You are night jasmine, bloom and spread your fragrance with glee. None can impair your willpower, you see. None can impair your willpower, you see. O woman, rise up and show your mettle before they boil you in a kettle. Thank you. Oh, one Bengali poem. Bengali poem. But it is not in front of me. Some other day, let me see if I can find it. Okay, then I will sing a song for you. I can sing a song for you all, a bhajan. Let me finish one poetry, then I will sing a song. Okay. Drop in the ocean of consciousness. Drop in the ocean of consciousness. I am a small drop in the infinite ocean. I am a small drop in the infinite ocean of sublime thoughts and emotion. Lost in the play of illusion, I sometimes cry and rejoice in jubilation. Deep down in the depths of emotion, a silent being stands, still without motion. That small drop, still and silent, watches the play with intent. When will this drop merge into that ocean? A small desire wells up in passion. A small desire wells up in passion. The secret will of all creation, the secret will of all creation is to merge into that infinite ocean. The secret will of all creation is to merge into that infinite ocean, of which we are but just drops in motion. Flowing through the wilderness of mind, flowing through the wilderness of mind, hope emerges for cultivating it and mind. To unearth the diamonds hidden in the depths of lost humanity, lost compassion, lost breaths. Love that is hidden in the depth, love that is hidden in the depth. Nurture, for it is nature's true wealth. Love that is hidden in the depth, nurture, for it is nature's true wealth. A small drop of the divine potion, we pine to drink it as a healing solution to all the chaotic world's commotion. A drop here, a drop there, drop by drop everywhere, connects and rejoins to rejoice as I silently listen to the inner voice. Silence speaks in the depth of a being. Silence speaks in the depth of a being as my secret will moves through everything. We all pine for happiness. We all pine for happiness. We seek outside when in hastiness. Halt, halt a little and be silent and motionless. Find the drop in the randomness and submerge into the ocean of consciousness. Thank you. Now I will just sing a bhajan for you all. Thank you so much, Uma Prasanna sir, Shama Prasad Patnaik sir. I'll sing a bhajan. I got it now. This is a Kabir bhajan. We search for God everywhere. We search for God everywhere. In the temples, we go to Kailash, we go to Kaaba, we go to Masjid, we go to temples everywhere, church. But actually, what Kabir says, just listen. मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में, मैं तो तेरे पास में, मैं तो तेरे पास में। मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में, मैं तो तेरे पास में, मैं तो तेरे पास में। ना तीरथ में ना मूरत में, ना तीरथ में ना मूरत में, ना एकांत निवास में, ना तीरथ में ना मूरत में, ना एकांत निवास में, ना मंदिर में ना मस्जिद में, ना मंदिर में ना मस्जिद में, ना काबे कैलाश में, मैं तो तेरे पास में, मैं तो तेरे पास में। मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में, मैं तो तेरे पास में, मैं तो तेरे पास में। ना मैं जप में ना मैं तप में, ना मैं जप में ना मैं तप में, ना मैं व्रत उपास में, ना मैं जप में ना मैं तप में, ना मैं व्रत उपास में, ना मैं क्रिया कर्म में रहता, ना ही योग संन्यास में, मैं तो तेरे पास में, मैं तो तेरे पास में। मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में, मैं तो तेरे पास में, मैं तो तेरे पास में। ना ही प्राण में ना ही पिंड में, ना ब्रह्मांड आकाश में, ना ही प्राण में ना ही पिंड में, ना ब्रह्मांड आकाश में, ना मैं त्रिकुट भंवर में रहता, ना श्वासों की सांस में, मैं तो तेरे पास में, मैं तो तेरे पास में। मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में, मैं तो तेरे पास में, मैं तो तेरे पास में। खोजी हुई तुरंत मिल जाऊं एक पल की तलाश में, खोजी हुई तुरंत मिल जाऊं एक पल की तलाश में। कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, मैं तो हूँ विश्वास में, मैं तो तेरे पास में, मैं तो तेरे पास में। मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में, मैं तो हूँ विश्वास में, मैं तो हूँ विश्वास में, मैं तो हूँ विश्वास में। Thank you. Thank you so much. It was a very nice interaction with all of you. Purnima Rai madam, thank you so much. Sushila Gangwani madam, Saraswati madam, thank you so much for all your love and so beautiful comments. I'm so happy to come here. It's a memorable day for me. Thank you, Kumar Prasanna sir. Now it's time I should leave. Bye-bye. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care. Thank you. Thank you so much everybody for listening to me. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Saraswati ma'am, so much. Thank you, team of Sargam, for literary interactions. the whole team of Sargam for Literary Interactions and Saraswati Madam for inviting me for this beautiful evening. It's a very nice evening for me. Thank you so much all. Thank you so much.